The signal arrived during the midnight shift at SETI's Deep Space Network facility in Nevada. Dr. Sarah Chen had been reviewing routine data when her monitoring systems detected an artificial pattern buried within the cosmic background radiation. At first, she thought it was another false positive. They'd had dozens since the quantum detection array went online in 2157. But this was different. "Director Morrison, you need to see this," she called, her voice steady despite her racing heart. The pattern was complex, structured, and definitely not natural. After decades of searching the stars, humanity had finally received its first confirmed alien transmission. Within hours, the facility buzzed with activity. Teams of cryptographers and linguists worked frantically to decode the message. It took 3 days before they made the breakthrough. The signal contained mathematical sequences that formed the basis of a translation key. The message was simple. "We are the Nexer. We come seeking allies. Earth is not alone." The United Earth Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from all nations gathered in Geneva to plan humanity's response. Admiral James Torres, commander of Earth's combined space forces, stood before the assembly. "The signal appears genuine," he reported. "The Nexer ship will reach our solar system in approximately 2 weeks. They request permission to enter orbit and initiate diplomatic contact." The debate raged for hours. Some urged caution, while others saw an historic opportunity for humanity. In the end, the Council voted to welcome the visitors. When the Nexer ship emerged from faster-than-light travel near Jupiter, Earth's telescopes captured their first images. The vessel was massive, nearly 2 kilometers long, with a sleek design that seemed to defy physics. Its hull shimmered with an iridescent energy field that baffled Earth's scientists. The diplomatic team, led by Ambassador Maria Reyes, prepared for first contact aboard the International Space Station. The Nexer delegation arrived in a smaller shuttle, its surface rippling like liquid metal. The aliens were bipedal, but that's where their similarity to humans ended. Their bodies seemed to shift and flow, as if not quite solid. Their voices resonated at frequencies that made the station's hull vibrate. "We bring greetings from the Nexer Dominion," their leader announced through a translation device. "We have watched your species' development with great interest." For 3 days, the negotiations proceeded smoothly. The Nexer offered to share advanced technology in exchange for establishing a permanent presence in Earth's solar system. They spoke of cultural exchange, scientific cooperation, and mutual defense agreements. Ambassador Reyes noticed something odd during the 3rd day of talks. The Nexer delegates seemed distracted, constantly checking their communication devices. When she asked about it, they dismissed her concerns with vague explanations. The attack came at dawn on the 4th day. Massive Nexer warships dropped out of FTL travel all around Earth's orbit. They had been cloaked, hiding behind the diplomatic vessel. Within minutes, they launched devastating energy weapons at Earth's major military installations. The International Space Station's sensors barely had time to register the energy spike before the first blast hit. Ambassador Reyes watched in horror as the Nexer delegates transformed, their flowing bodies hardening into combat forms. "Your species has potential," their leader stated coldly. "Too much potential. The Dominion cannot risk allowing you to develop further. Surrender now, and your people will be preserved as a servant race. Resist, and we will reduce your civilization to ashes." Admiral Torres was in the underground command center beneath the Rocky Mountains when the first attacks hit. As reports of devastation poured in from around the globe, he activated Emergency Protocol Omega. "They think they know what humanity is capable of," he told his staff, eyes hard with determination. "They're about to learn how wrong they are." Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility whose existence was known only to a handful of people, Dr. Chen worked furiously at her console. She wasn't just a SETI researcher. She was also part of Project Phoenix, a classified program developing defensive technologies far beyond anything officially acknowledged. "The Nexer energy weapons operate on principles we predicted," she reported to Admiral Torres. The countermeasures are ready. They just need your authorization. Torres looked at the tactical display showing Nexar ships positioning themselves around Earth. Their attack had been precise, devastating, but not as complete as they clearly expected. They thought they were dealing with a primitive species that would break at the first show of force. "You want war," he muttered, entering his authorization code. "Then war it is." Around the planet, hidden installations began powering up. Quantum shield generators, reverse-engineered from decades of studying alien artifacts. Weapon systems that could target the precise frequencies used by Nexar technology. A network of satellites capable of disrupting their FTL drives. Earth had not been as defenseless as the Nexar assumed. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for generations, ever since the first alien artifacts were discovered beneath the lunar surface in 2089. The real war was about to begin, and the Nexar were about to learn why challenging humanity's survival was the worst mistake they could have made. The quantum shields hummed to life across Earth's major cities, shimmering barriers of energy that turned the Nexar's weapons into harmless light. In their orbital positions, the alien ships continued their bombardment, seemingly unaware that their attacks were now useless. Dr. Chen watched the energy readings from her command center deep beneath the Pacific. Each impact against the shields provided more data about Nexar weapon systems. The aliens were powerful, yes, but not invincible. Their technology followed predictable patterns that humanity had spent decades preparing to counter. Shield efficiency at 115%, she reported to Admiral Torres. The absorption matrices are working better than expected. Each hit actually strengthens our defenses. Torres nodded, studying the tactical displays. The Nexar had ceased their initial attack, probably trying to understand why Earth's cities remained intact. "Time to show them our teeth," he said. "Begin Operation Lazarus." Around the planet, hidden military installations activated. What appeared to be civilian facilities, solar farms, weather stations, communications arrays, transformed. Panels shifted, revealing weapon emplacements. Satellite networks reconfigured themselves, forming targeting grids that could track every Nexar vessel. In orbit, Commander Maya Rodriguez watched from her stealth corvette as the Nexar fleet regrouped. Her ship, the UES Shadow, was one of dozens that had remained hidden using technology reversed engineered from the lunar artifacts. The aliens had no idea Earth possessed a combat-ready space fleet. "All stealth vessels, maintain position." Torres's voice came through the quantum-encrypted channel. "Wait for the signal." The Nexar commander's image appeared on global communications networks. Its fluid features had hardened into sharp angles, displaying what humans had learned was a sign of aggression in their species. "Your defenses are impressive," it said, "but futile. The Dominion has conquered species far more advanced than yours. Surrender now, and we will be merciful." Admiral Torres' response was broadcast from the underground command center. "You came to our home under the pretense of peace. You tried to destroy our civilization without warning or provocation. But humanity has survived worse than you. We've spent generations preparing for this moment." He paused, allowing his words to sink in. "You wanted to see humanity's true capabilities. Watch carefully." At his signal, Dr. Chen activated the quantum resonance array. Beams of energy shot from ground installations worldwide, precisely targeted to match the frequency of Nexar shield systems. The aliens' protective barriers flickered and failed. "All stealth vessels, weapons free," Torres ordered. Commander Rodriguez's finger pressed the firing control. Around Earth, dozens of hidden warships decloaked simultaneously, unleashing salvos of quantum-tipped missiles. The Nexar fleet, caught completely by surprise, lost 15 ships in the first minute. "Impossible." The Nexar commander's voice crackled with interference. "Your species is primitive. You cannot possess this level of technology." "You thought we were defenseless," Torres replied. "You assumed that because we hadn't spread beyond our solar system, we were weak. But humanity learned long ago to be prepared. Those artifacts you left on the moon, We found them, studied them, improved upon them. The Nexar fleet attempted to regroup, but Earth's defensive grid had them surrounded. Their ships, designed for overwhelming force against inferior opponents, found themselves caught in a web of coordinated attacks that seemed to anticipate their every move. Dr. Chen's voice came over the command channel. "Admiral, we're detecting energy signatures consistent with FTL drive activation. They're trying to retreat. Activate the gravity anchors," Torres ordered. Hidden generators around Earth's orbit created localized distortions in spacetime, preventing the Nexar ships from escaping into faster-than-light travel. Trapped and under constant attack, the alien fleet began to break apart. The Nexar commander's final transmission conveyed both rage and disbelief. "This is impossible. You were supposed to be easy prey. You made a fundamental mistake," Torres responded. "You judged us by our visible technology, by our limited expansion into space. But humanity's greatest strength isn't our weapons or shields. It's our ability to learn, to adapt, to prepare for threats we haven't even met yet." The battle lasted another hour. When it ended, the mighty Nexar fleet was reduced to floating debris. Only their command ship remained, its weapons disabled, its crew trapped. But victory had come at a cost. Several of Earth's cities had been damaged in the initial attack. 3 stealth corvettes were destroyed, their crews lost, and the quantum shields, while effective, had consumed enormous amounts of power. In the aftermath, Admiral Torres met with the United Earth Council. "This was only the beginning," he warned. "The Nexar Dominion spans dozens of star systems. They'll be back with a larger fleet and new weapons designed to counter our defenses." Dr. Chen stepped forward, displaying data from the battle. "But now we have direct combat experience against their technology. Every second of the battle provided new information. We've already identified 17 potential improvements to our defensive systems. And we captured their command ship intact," Commander Rodriguez added via holographic projection from orbit. "Their databases will tell us everything about Nexar military capabilities, their empire's structure, and their tactical doctrine." Torres looked at the assembled leaders of humanity. "We didn't ask for this war, but now that it's here, we'll show the Nexar, and any other hostile species watching, exactly what humanity is capable of when threatened." Deep in space, beyond Neptune's orbit, automated sensors detected multiple FTL signatures. The Nexar were already gathering their forces for revenge. But this time, Earth would be ready. The hidden arsenal had been revealed, and humanity's real capabilities were no longer a secret. The war for survival had begun, and humanity had no intention of fighting defensively. The Nexar wanted to see humanity's potential. They were about to experience it firsthand. 2 months after the first battle for Earth, humanity was ready to take the fight to the enemy. The captured Nexar command ship had provided invaluable intelligence about the Dominion's empire, including the locations of their major military installations. Commander Rodriguez stood on the bridge of the UES Hyperion, Earth's first true battleship. Built in secret beneath the Martian surface, it incorporated everything humanity had learned from both the lunar artifacts and the recent battle. The ship was massive, nearly 3 kilometers long, but its quantum stealth systems made it virtually invisible to Nexar sensors. "Final system check complete," her executive officer reported. "The fleet is ready." Around the Hyperion, 50 ships of various sizes waited in formation. Some were converted civilian vessels, others purpose-built warships that had been hidden away for decades. All had been upgraded with the latest quantum shield technology and weapons specifically designed to counter Nexar defenses. Admiral Torres's hologram appeared on the bridge. "The mission is clear. Strike their primary shipyard at Centauri Prime. Deny them the ability to build their next invasion fleet. But remember, this isn't just about destroying their facilities. We need to show the Dominion that Earth isn't just defending anymore. We're taking the fight to them." Dr. Chen's voice came over the quantum comm. "The improved FTL drives are ready. Based on the Nexar data, we've modified them to be 30% faster than anything in their fleet. They won't expect us to reach Centauri Prime for at least another week. Rodriguez smiled. The element of surprise had always been humanity's advantage. All ships, prepare for FTL jump. Operation Spearhead begins now. The human fleet vanished into faster-than-light travel, leaving the solar system for the first time in its history, not as explorers or peaceful envoys, but as an army defending its home. 20 hours later, they emerged in the Centauri Prime system. The massive shipyards orbited a gas giant, construction arrays stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Dozens of partially completed Nexar warships hung in space, vulnerable. Multiple enemy contacts. Tactical reported. They're scrambling their defense fleet, but they're completely surprised. Their weapons aren't even powered up. Rodriguez keyed the fleet-wide channel. All ships, execute attack pattern Delta. Remember your training. They may have millennia of space combat experience, but we have something better: the ability to adapt and innovate. The human fleet split into predetermined groups, each targeting specific facilities. The Nexar defenders, caught off guard by the humans' sudden appearance, struggled to mount an effective response. Their shield frequencies are already changing, Dr. Chen reported from Earth through the quantum link. They're learning from the last battle. So are we, Rodriguez replied. Activate the harmonic disruptors. New weapons, developed by studying the captured Nexar ship, fired precise energy pulses that interfered with the aliens' shield matrices. Where before their defenses had been nearly impenetrable, now they flickered and failed under the coordinated assault. The Nexar commander's transmission crackled through space. How dare you attack the Dominion? Your species will be eradicated for this insult. The message cut off as a quantum torpedo struck their command center. Around the shipyards, human vessels executed complex attack patterns that seemed chaotic, but were precisely calculated to exploit every weakness in Nexar tactical doctrine. They're too rigid, Rodriguez observed as another enemy ship fell to concentrated fire. They fight by predetermined strategies, expecting their technological superiority to win. They don't know how to handle an enemy that thinks creatively. The battle lasted 3 hours. When it ended, the mighty shipyards of Centauri Prime were reduced to twisted metal and floating debris. The Nexar defense fleet was destroyed, and the handful of survivors flowed into FTL. But as the human fleet regrouped, long-range sensors detected something unexpected. 3 ships approached, unlike anything in the Nexar database. They were smaller than human vessels, but moved with impossible grace. Unknown vessels, this is Commander Rodriguez of the United Earth Fleet. Identify yourselves. The response came in multiple languages before settling on English. We are the Arcturians. We have watched this battle with great interest. For centuries, the Nexar Dominion has terrorized this sector of space. Claiming technological superiority gave them the right to rule. No species has ever successfully challenged them, until now. Rodriguez glanced at her tactical display. The Arcturian ships were holding position, weapons powered down. Are you here to fight? No. The alien's voice held what might have been amusement. We are here to talk. Your victory today has proven what we suspected when we first detected your quantum shield technology. Humanity has achieved in decades what other species failed to do in centuries. You've taken Nexar technology and improved it in ways they never imagined possible. We've had good teachers, Rodriguez replied, thinking of all the scientists and engineers who had worked tirelessly to prepare Earth for this moment. And a very powerful motivation: survival. The Dominion will retaliate, the Arcturian warned. They cannot allow this challenge to their power to go unanswered. But perhaps it is time they faced a united opposition. We are not the only species tired of their tyranny. Admiral Torres's hologram appeared again. Are you proposing an alliance? We are proposing something more. A coalition of free species, combining our different technologies and perspectives. The Nexar believe themselves invincible because they have never faced an enemy that could match their technological level. But today, humanity has proven that innovation and adaptability are more powerful than rigid technological superiority. Rodriguez looked at the tactical display showing the destroyed shipyards. This was supposed to be a military strike, but it had turned into something more. The first step toward a larger revolution in the galaxy. "Tell us more," Torres said, "about this coalition and about other species who might be willing to stand against the Dominion." As the Arcturian began to explain, Rodriguez allowed herself a small smile. The Nexar had wanted to see humanity's potential. They were about to see it unleashed across the entire galaxy. The grand chamber of the Arcturian Science Academy stretched toward a crystalline dome that showed the swirling colors of deep space. Representatives from 12 different species gathered around a massive holographic display showing Nexar fleet movements. Dr. Chen stood beside Commander Rodriguez, still amazed by how quickly events had evolved since the battle at Centauri Prime. The Arcturian High Speaker, a being of shifting light and crystalline structures, addressed the assembly. For 10,000 years, the Nexar Dominion has claimed superiority through their technology. They believed no species could challenge their power. Then humanity proved them wrong. Dr. Chen stepped forward, activating her presentation. "Our analysis of Nexar technology reveals a fundamental flaw in their approach. They've stopped innovating. Every advancement is just an iteration of existing systems. They haven't had to adapt or truly improve for millennia." The Chilerian representative, an entity of pure energy contained within an environmental suit, spoke next. "We have observed this as well. The Dominion crushes any species that shows too much potential, ensuring no one ever reaches their level. But they never expected a species to advance in secret." Rodriguez brought up tactical data from recent battles. "The Nexar are powerful, but predictable. They rely on overwhelming force and sophisticated technology, but their strategies are rigid. They don't know how to handle enemies who think creatively. Which is why we need this alliance," Admiral Torres added through his quantum projection. "Each of our species has developed different approaches to survival under Nexar oppression. Together, we can combine these innovations into something they've never faced before." The holographic display shifted, showing the unique technologies each species had developed. The Arcturians had mastered quantum entanglement communication that even the Nexar couldn't detect. The Chilerians could manipulate energy fields in ways that defied conventional physics. The crystalline Vex had developed stealth systems that bent light and sensor readings around their ships. "Humanity's greatest strength," Dr. Chen explained, "isn't just our technology. It's our ability to take different ideas and combine them in new ways. We've already begun integrating Arcturian quantum communications with our shield systems. The results have exceeded all expectations." A sudden alert rippled through the chamber. The Vex sensor network had detected massive Nexar fleet movements. The Dominion was mobilizing on a scale not seen in centuries. "They're desperate," Rodriguez observed. "Two major defeats have shaken their air of invincibility. They'll throw everything they have at us to restore their image of supremacy." The Chilerian representative's energy form pulsed with what humans had learned was determination. "Then let them come. Our combined fleets are ready. The Nexar believe themselves masters of technology. We will show them what true innovation looks like." Dr. Chen's tablet chimed with an urgent message from Earth. Her eyes widened as she read the data. "We've done it," she announced to the chamber. "Project Phoenix is ready." She brought up new schematics on the main display. The assembled aliens murmured in astonishment. The design combined technologies from all their species into something entirely new. A weapons platform that could adapt in real time to any enemy defense. "This is impossible," the Vex engineer stated, crystal fragments shifting in amazement. "These systems should not be compatible." "That's what makes it brilliant," the Arcturian High Speaker replied. "No single species could have conceived this. It took human creativity combined with all our different perspectives to create something truly revolutionary." Commander Rodriguez studied the design with a tactical eye. "How soon can we begin production?" "That's the best part," Dr. Chen smiled. We already have. Hidden facilities throughout human space started construction the moment we made contact with the Arcturians. The first units will be ready when the Nexar fleet arrives. The chamber erupted in excited discussion. For the first time, they had a real chance not just to resist the Dominion, but to defeat it entirely. A message fragment from a Nexar communication channel appeared on the main display. These primitives dare to challenge us. We will show them the true meaning of technological superiority. Taurus's hologram smiled grimly. They still don't understand. They think this is about technology. But it's about something far more powerful, the combined innovation of species who refuse to be conquered. The Alliance members dispersed to prepare their forces. As they left, Dr. Chen overheard the Arcturian High Speaker talking to Commander Rodriguez. In all our histories, the alien said, we have never seen a species advance so quickly, adapt so readily, or unite others so effectively. The Nexar fear humanity's potential. They should. You have achieved in months what we dreamed of for centuries. Rodriguez watched the tactical display showing Alliance ships moving into position. We had good motivation. Sometimes the best innovations come from having your back against the wall. Dr. Chen smiled as she reviewed the Project Phoenix data. The Nexar had tried to crush humanity before it could reach its potential. Instead, they had created exactly what they feared most, a species that could not only match their technology, but improve upon it, and unite others to do the same. The real battle was about to begin, and this time, humanity wouldn't be fighting alone. The massive Nexar armada emerged from FTL travel at the edge of the Sol system. 5,000 ships strong, it was the largest fleet the Dominion had ever assembled. Their weapons blazed with energy that could shatter planets, their shields incorporating every advancement from 10,000 years of technological supremacy. Admiral Torres watched from the bridge of the UES Hyperion, now upgraded with technologies from all their alien allies. Beside him, Dr. Chen monitored the Project Phoenix systems, while Commander Rodriguez coordinated with the Alliance fleet. Nexar fleet holding position near Jupiter, Tactical reported. They're broadcasting on all frequencies. The Nexar Supreme Commander's image appeared on the main screen, its fluid form rigid with barely contained rage. This ends today. Your species has corrupted the natural order. Lesser races must know their place. Torres didn't respond immediately. He watched the tactical display as Alliance ships moved into predetermined positions. Arcturian quantum ships, their crystalline hulls gleaming. Kylerian energy vessels, practically invisible to normal sensors. The advanced stealth ships of the Vex, and dozens of other species vessels, each bringing their unique capabilities to the battle. You still don't understand, Torres finally replied. This was never about maintaining your order. This is about evolution, about adaptation, something you forgot how to do millennia ago. Dr. Chen's console lit up with readings. Project Phoenix is online. All systems synchronized across the Alliance fleet. The Nexar commander's expression shifted to confusion as their sensors detected something impossible. The Alliance ships were changing, their systems reconfiguring in ways that defied conventional physics. Project Phoenix wasn't just a weapon, it was a complete reimagining of how technology could work. All ships, Rodriguez broadcast on the Alliance channel. Execute Operation Prometheus. The battle that followed would be studied for centuries to come. The Nexar fleet attacked with overwhelming force, expecting their superior technology to crush any resistance. Instead, they found themselves facing an enemy that adapted faster than they could react. Every time they adjusted their shield frequencies, Project Phoenix systems would instantly reconfigure Alliance weapons to bypass them. When they tried to coordinate their attacks, Arcturian quantum communications allowed the Alliance to respond before the Nexar could even complete their maneuvers. Impossible. The Nexar commander raged as another squadron of their ships fell to precisely targeted Alliance fire. These technologies cannot work together. The energy matrices are incompatible. That's what you never understood, Dr. Chen replied, her fingers dancing across her console as she implemented another adaptation. Compatibility isn't about following established rules. It's about finding new ways to make things work together. The Nexar fleet tried to regroup, to fall back on strategies that had served them for thousands of years. But those strategies were useless against an enemy that could think in ways they have forgotten were possible. Commander Rodriguez's voice cut through the chaos of battle. They're trying to concentrate their fire on the Hyperion. They think if they can destroy our command ship, the Alliance will fall apart. Torres smiled grimly. Show them why that's another mistake. The Alliance fleet moved as one, executing maneuvers that would have been impossible just months ago. Ships working in perfect coordination, their different technologies complementing each other in ways the Nexar had never imagined possible. Project Phoenix's ultimate capability revealed itself in that moment. Not just adaptation, but synthesis, taking the best aspects of every species' technology and combining them into something entirely new. The Nexar's Supreme Commander watched in horror as their carefully constructed formation began to crumble. What are you? We are the future you feared, Torres replied. Not just humanity, but all the species you tried to keep down. We are what happens when innovation isn't bound by rigid thinking, when different perspectives come together to create something new. The battle lasted another hour, but the outcome was never in doubt. The mighty Nexar Armada, the greatest fleet ever assembled by the Dominion, broke apart under the combined assault of the Alliance. Ships that had survived centuries of combat were disabled or destroyed by weapons they couldn't understand, couldn't counter, couldn't even properly detect. When it was over, the Nexar Supreme Commander's ship was one of the few left intact, trapped in a quantum containment field. You have a choice, Torres told them. The Dominion can continue this war, fighting against an enemy that grows stronger with every battle, or you can accept that the age of Nexar supremacy is over. Join the Alliance as equals, not conquerors. Share your knowledge freely and learn from others in return. The Nexar commander was silent for a long moment. When it spoke, its voice held something new. Uncertainty. How? How did you achieve all this so quickly? Dr. Chen stepped forward. Because we had to. Because survival requires adaptation. Because the best innovations come from combining different ideas in new ways. Something you forgot long ago, when you decided technological superiority meant you had nothing left to learn. The aftermath of the battle would reshape the galaxy. The Nexar Dominion, faced with the reality that their technological advantage was gone, began to fragment. Many of their worlds chose to join the Alliance, bringing their knowledge and capabilities to a new era of cooperative advancement. 1 year later, Admiral Torres stood in the Grand Chamber of the new Alliance Council, looking out at representatives from over 50 species. The chamber itself was a testament to their combined achievements. Arcturian crystals channeling Chilerian energy fields, Vex stealth systems working in harmony with human quantum technology. The Nexar thought they had reached the pinnacle of advancement, he told the assembled delegates. They forgot that true progress comes not from hoarding knowledge, but from sharing it. Not from crushing potential, but from nurturing it. Not from enforcing uniformity, but from celebrating diversity. Dr. Chen, now head of the Alliance Science Division, added, Project Phoenix proved what we all knew instinctively, that we are stronger together than apart, that different perspectives lead to better solutions, that adaptation and innovation are more powerful than any single technology. Commander Rodriguez, looking at tactical displays showing former Nexar worlds joining the Alliance, smiled. They wanted to stop humanity from reaching its potential. Instead, they helped us exceed it, and brought the entire galaxy along with us. In deep space, Alliance ships of all species patrolled together, their combined technologies a constant reminder that the future belonged not to those who claimed superiority, but to those who were willing to learn, to change, and to grow together.